Tell Me Something Good was Rufus' first big hit. When they did all these songs, they were all ballads and it all sounded good, but we don't have a hit. We need a hit. So Andre called Ray Parker and he called Ollie Brown, who were playing with Stevie at the time. And he asked them, could you guys get Stevie to come over and write us a song? So Stevie said, okay, I'm not doing anything. He's playing the piano and he started playing them songs and everybody's scratching their heads like, this ain't nothing. What is this? He's playing these tunes like throwaway, I guess throwaway for him.
I said, what else you got? Because I didn't like what he was playing. He said, what's your birth sign? I said, Aries. He said, oh, I got something for you. So he started playing that
Tell me something good. But they still weren't knocked out. So they cut the track. They were going to mock Stevie. So Andre got a trash can. Boom, boom, boom. And they mixed that in as the bass drum. And then they went, oh, I got an idea. When the thing breaks, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ooh, they start putting the monkey grunts. All of this is done to mock Stevie. But guess what? That
Big
song
hit.
came out and became the biggest hit.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all, I want to start off. I got my good friend with me on the show today. And just to give you a little idea about the name of the show is Life and Music with Manny Kellogg. And
Yeah.
I couldn't have the better person here. Dear friend, over 50 some years ago, probably even longer than that. We go back
Yeah,
to maybe
longer.
65, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And
65, 66. Yep. That's right.
it wa- and the thing is, Bobby, we're still here to talk about it. You know, we're looking at
That's
each other
right.
right now, laughing and grinning and stuff.
Amazing.
I just want to introduce him, give him the right introduction. Excuse me. Longtime friend. We started back in 1965 at a place called Mavericks Flat. I'm going to introduce my dear, long time friend, bassman himself, Mr. Bobby Watson. How you doing, man? Talk to us.
Yeah. Hey, Manny. 65.
That's a good.
Wow. We made it this far.
That's
Wow.
right, man. We still here to talk
Yeah.
about it. We're talking to each other right now, Bobby.
I know. I know. Amazing, ain't it? That's an
Yes, it
amazing
is.
feat.
Hey, man, let me just say, tell me a little bit, man. Where are you from, Bobby?
Well, I'm from LA. I wasn't born in LA. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and
Yeah.
grew up from 1 years old to about 9 years old. And when I was 9 years old, my mom sold a house and brought us all out to LA because where we were living in Tennessee down there, it wasn't, she couldn't see no future.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad had left when I was 3 or 4, so she had me and the other kids just for a long time by herself. And she
Yeah,
said,
man.
let me get y'all out to California." I had a brother who was in the service and was stationed out west in Phoenix, and then he went to L.A. and he called my mom. He didn't call her. Sent her a letter and said, "Look, you need to bring the kids out here. There's a lot more opportunities. The black neighborhoods. The houses have grass
Yeah,
around
yeah,
them. Not instead of mud and dirt and rocks. There's
yeah.
actually grass in the lawns. It's modern. Come on, mom, move, bring them out."
Let's
So
go.
she sold a little shack that we lived in. We had a little I forget what they call them, long, thin houses. And she
Hmm.
sold it, got the money, put us all on the train, the Super Chief, and we
Super
got to
Chief.
LA. Yeah, 1959 we arrived here, and and my brother was right compared to down south.
Shoot, I hear you,
Oh,
man. Hey, man,
yeah.
tell me, getting into we're just going to touch the surface right now. Getting into your music career,
Hmm.
who were some of your influences? Who really kicked you in the butt and made you say, "I want to be a bass player"?
Oh shoot, I can't remember. Um, there's only one guy that stands out for me when I was, 15, 16, 17, learning how to play and being a serious musician. Was this guy was on the radio, and around the early 60s, this company called Motown was
Yeah.
starting to put out records. They had these groups, the Supremes, and that Four Tops, and there's another guy that played the sax, and they were hits in our neighborhood. Hunter Hancock radio show played
Oh,
all of,
Hunter
you know,
Hancock.
you remember all the hits
Oh,
played on his show, and he was playing
yeah.
Motown, and Motown had a bass player, James Jamerson,
Okay.
who was the king of R&B bass playing. And his style of playing, it wasn't fancy and all that, jazz and all that stuff. It was just, everything was just in the pocket and everything just grooved and sounded good. And, I listened to that guy and I copied him.
Okay.
I copied him and it worked because people liked the way I played by
You know
copying
what?
him.
I still like the way you play, Bobby Watson.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, you like you said, you play very clean
Yeah,
and definite. And me as a drummer, I
yeah,
play very pretty much the same way, clean and
yeah.
definite. And
Hmm.
that's the pocket, man.
Yeah,
you don't need a whole bunch of
need
colors.
it. Yeah,
If you can just stir that pot up and keep it steady, as Ray
yeah.
Charles said, Ray Charles said, keep it steady, baby. You don't have to play no whole bunch of stuff.
That's right. He's
You know what
right.
I
He
mean?
was right. Yeah. Yeah. Now let me make a quick comment on your playing. The thing for me playing with you, and I can hear it today when I put on some of the videos or some of the stuff that we did. You have a very, very great ability to
Hmm.
not rush. It's
Thank
like
you, Bobby.
whatever song, whatever tempo, it's like, hey, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't late for nothing. How come
That's
you
right.
speeding up?
That's right. There you go. I say, who's count it off? Give me the tempo. Give me the
Right.
tempo. Once you
Uh-huh.
give me the tempo, I'm gonna settle it down.
That's it.
Yes,
I
sir.
love
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate
that.
that.
Yeah.
I say all the time, there's some cats out here, man, on the East that can solo wise, they can play rings around me because I am not a technical player.
Right.
I'm not a
Hmm.
fundamental player.
Hmm.
I'm just a solid lay it down player,
Yeah.
we should say old school player.
Old school
And
player. Yeah.
yeah, man, you don't
Yeah.
need all that other stuff. There's some cats out here that's really serious in solos. They
Uh-huh.
practice them
Oh
rudiments and
yeah.
stuff every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's popular
I'm
these
just the
days.
opposite. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
but I'm
popular for
just the
guys to
opposite.
want to show their stuff. Bling bling. Here's what I got. Top this.
Yeah.
Can you go this fast? Or can you do this much in 8 bars?
Yeah,
Meantime, I think the money is right here. This is where the money is.
that's where is
This
it.
what
And you
you
know
know.
what? If you get nowadays, if you get in a vocalist way, the
Yeah.
quickest way to go home
Ooh.
is to play a
Ooh.
solo or play a drum fill where they are trying to come in. You
Yeah.
know, don't be playing
Hmm.
no drum fill if they don't want you to play nothing. They'll send you home
Yeah.
in a quick beat, man.
That's
I'm
right.
serious. It's happened to me, and I'm not ashamed to say it or share
Hmm.
that. You know,
Hmm.
too
Hmm.
busy trying to play Manny Kellogg back in the days when I was young and didn't know no better.
Right.
See me in my dressing room. That was
Right.
it.
I got something to
I was
tell you.
going home, man. That was it. I learned. You know.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
See,
man.
we just keep on laughing, man. All
Yes,
right, let's get in.
sir.
Let's keep talking about your music, man. Tell me, some of the people that you have worked with over these 50 years since I've seen you, Bobby?
Of course, my band Rufus.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Let's talk
what
about them.
8 or 9 albums that Rufus done, maybe more. I don't know. I can't remember all the titles of all the albums, but yeah, Rufus. That's some good music. Got hooked up with Andre Fisher. You know Andre Fisher from
Yes, I
back,
do very well.
Jerry Butler and all those days, the Mavericks days. Andre was around then. So Tony and I were out on the road playing back east in Chicago and Madison and Milwaukee and Indiana, just playing all around there in the cold and the snow, broke, no money,
Yeah.
paying dues,
Yes,
paying
sir.
dues. And finally, we hit rock bottom. We couldn't survive anymore, and we realized it's time to come home. So Tony and I came home. The minute we got home, I got a call from Andre Fisher. Hey Bobby, hey Dre, hey, yeah, I remember you, blah blah blah. I remember what's going on, man. And I knew he had that band Rufus because we actually got to see Rufus in Chicago while we were there starving. Andre called us, invited us to one of their gigs, and we got to meet Shaka and hear her sing and get floored by her vocals. And so we kind of knew about the band Rufus. But what happened is Rufus had moved to L.A. to record an album, and they all moved out there. And some of the guys in Rufus was a white band then. They were all
Really?
white. Yeah, Dennis, Al, Ron Stockard, Kevin Murphy, four white guys. Andre is half white, half black. So, and then Shaka's, of course, African American. So it was all white guys,
Yeah,
but
I
they were
didn't know
good
that.
players. Yeah, Rufus was a white man before I got in him, and but they were good. They played with feel. So these guys was playing some feel and in the tracks, and Shaka singing on top of it just made it was juicy. So a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people was attracted to that. But what happened was the economics of everybody moving to LA, no gigs, no money, only a recording budget. They couldn't survive, or they could, but it was hard. So some of the guys, Al got a gig playing with Three Dog Night,
Mm.
and Ron Stockard, one of the other guys, got a gig playing with Melissa Eldridge or somebody. And they all started to get gigs in LA. And so they quit Rufus. So Rufus ended up being Kevin, Andre, and Shaka, three members. And the album was done. And me and Tony came back to LA. Andre got my number from somebody over at the Flats. He was at Mavericks. So he called me. He said, Bobby, man, he said, man, I need a bass player, man. I don't know what you're doing. I need a bass player. I said, what's going on, Dre? He said, well, you remember the band Rufus that you saw in Chicago? I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. He says, the guys quit and I need to replace them. Where's Tony? I said, oh, yeah, man. Wait a minute. Before I call Tony, is that girl Shaka still there? He goes, yeah, she's still there. And I called Tony. I said, let's go get your guitar. We're going to the Flats. Andre called me. He wants us to play in this band. He's got Rufus. And get your guitar. So Tony said, wait a minute. I don't want to play with no band. What are you talking about? I said, you remember Shaka? He goes, is she still there? Man, we got on that RTD bus so fast. And we went over to the Flats. And Shaka, Andre, and Kevin was there, and another guy that we didn't know before, Nate Morgan, was a keyboard player. He was there, and so the six of us, we jammed and played some stuff. And Shaka was like 8 months pregnant with her first
Re-
baby, Melanie.
Really,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, but she was still singing, You know, that voice like a synthesizer. You know, she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
still singing her ass off, singing her butt off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So speak it, speak it. It's okay. You know,
Yeah.
you talk about. Let's talk about. You're saying the flats. A lot of people don't understand what you're
Yeah, the
saying when you say
flats.
the flats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about the. Let's talk about the flats a little bit while we're there in that
hmm
area. Okay, let's talk. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me tell you my first story about the flats.
Go ahead.
So when I came back, I was playing with the Whispers in '66. I came back to
Really?
LA in '67 and hooked up with Tony again. And Tony said, "Hey man, you got to come over to this club I play at now. I'm in this band. What were you guys' name, Manny, before the Rhythm Rebel? The
The
ga- the ga-
gang.
the
The
gang."
gang. The
Tony said,
gang.
"I'm playing with this group, the gang." He said, "You got to come over." He said, "We already have a bass player, but you need to come over and hang at this club." And I'm going, "What club? What are you talking about?" He said, "No, it's called Mavericks Flat. It's on Crenshaw, but you got to come with me." So I went with him. We got on the RTD. We went over the flats. We get almost to the flats. We make a right turn coming down Vernon, make a right
Mm-hmm.
turn on Crenshaw, and I'm looking out the window, Manuel. I'm looking out the window, and we're getting closer to the flats. And Tony said, "That's Mavericks right there." And I'm looking, and I see this dude smoking a cigarette, leaning on a parking meter, and I go, "Oh my God, that's Steve McQueen." I said, "Tony, look, that's Steve McQueen." He goes, "Oh yeah, man, it's always all kind of celebrities over here." I'm going, "That's Steve McQueen."
That's right. All kind of celebs used to hang in there. That was
Oh
the
man,
place. What did
Marlon
John Daniels
Brando.
call it? Mavericks. Where's that? Mavericks Flat.
Where is that? Mavericks Flat.
Yeah.
And so Alonzo found out that I was a bass player and could play pretty good. And so he put me with the Rainbows. Do you remember that?
I remember that. You went
I
on
started
you
playing
go
with
on the
the
road with them?
I went on the road with the Rainbows.
It was
I
you
went
and
to
Sonny Pompey. You remember Sonny Pompey?
that it was just a trio, I think,
Okay.
that backed up the Rainbows, bass, vibes, and B3 organ. And but it was a good sound. And them girls were so fine.
Yeah.
Once they once they came out, Elmira and Divorce, and I forget the other girl's name. When they came out and
Veronica.
start Veronica, when they start dancing, people didn't care what the band sounded like or looked like. So that was an easy gig for us. But yeah, I
I
played with
remember
them.
y'all was you traveled in that little pink station wagon, little Corvair
Oh
station
man,
wagon.
all the way to Dallas, Texas from the
I
flats.
remember that, man. Truthfully, I wanted to go with y'all. I sure did, man. I wanted to
Oh
go.
yeah.
I wanted to go hang out with y'all, because you and
Man.
Sonny Pompey could play. You guys were really
Yeah,
good.
man. That was a good little group.
Well, let's backtrack real quick, and then we're going to take a short break. What was? Tell me about the. Tell me about. You were talking about Rufus. So what you're
Oh yeah.
saying is that Rufus actually came back together and formed again at Mavericks Flat. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Of all circumstances, that's what happened.
How did that happen?
That happened because the guys that were in Rufus before that were recording, they recorded at Quantum in Torrance, and they
I know that.
recorded "Tell Me Something Good" was Rufus' first big hit. That
Okay.
was the song that put Rufus on the map, and
Right.
they recorded that at Quantum. And Andre was in he was kind of like the leader of everything. Any version of Rufus, Andre was controlling it. He was the leader, not controlling it, but calling the shots.
He was the lead. He
And
was a
Andre,
band leader.
yeah, the band leader, right? And when they did all these songs, they were all ballads and some good little stuff and some slow grooves and stuff. It all sounded good, but we don't have a hit. We need a hit. So Andre called Ray Parker and he called Ollie Brown, who were playing with Stevie at the time. And he asked them, could you guys somehow get Stevie to come over and write us a song? And Ray said, okay, I'll try my best. So him and Ollie, they went and talked to Ray. They said, hey, there's an upcoming group called Rufus from Chicago, and they're a good band, and they're going to be something, and we love them. They're our friends. They want you to write something for them. They want to know if you have a song you could give them to maybe help them get something out on the radio. So Stevie said, okay, I'm not doing anything. So he went over to Quantum and met all the Rufus guys, and Chaka was there, and he walked in and sit on the couch, and they played him some of the tracks that they had already cut. And Stevie was like, yeah, man, who's that singer? Oh, Chaka, where is she? Come over here and sit by me. Chaka to sit by him. So they went out in the studio. He's playing the piano, and he started playing them songs, and everybody's scratching their heads like, this ain't nothing. What is this? He's playing these tunes like throwaway, I guess throwaway for him. But they were
Okay.
waiting for, Ribbon in the Sky. They're waiting
Yeah.
for these a classic Stevie tune. But he was playing all these little throwaway tunes. And so finally at the end, Stevie started playing. Tell me something good. Tell me that you lie. And they were like, oh, that could be something. But they still weren't knocked out. But they
Yeah.
said, so
Yeah.
they recorded him. When Stevie left, they cut the track. And they cut, Andre said, man, we were like, Stevie, man, he's kind of like, jiving us today with all these throwaway songs. But they kind of, so he said, look, here's what we're going to do. So they cut the track. Then Andre, they were going to mock Stevie. So Andre got a trash can with a
Hmm.
mallet. Boom, 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 boom. And they mixed that in as the bass drum. Dennis, the bass player, plugged his bass into a Fender Rhodes piano. And man, on the Fender Rhodes, the sound goes back and forth. It doesn't stay straight or stereo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It moves. And so when you have headphones on, the bass is like whoa, 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 moving around in your head.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and so they made this track, and then all of a sudden, then Shaka sang, and then they went, oh, I got an idea. When the thing breaks, they start putting the monkey grunts. All of this is done to mock Stevie because he gave him such a they thought was a shitty song, and they were mocking him. But guess what? That
Big
song
hit.
came out and became the biggest hit.
I hear it every day.
Right?
I hear
There's
it
a
every
Grammy.
day.
There's a Grammy up there. One of those is
That's
for Tell Me Something Good, and the other one is
that's
for Ain't Nobody.
yeah. Ain't nobody.
Yeah. So anyway, so that joke got played on them because now we had to play that song every day for the next 25, 30 years. So, but yeah, so Mavericks was very important because Rufus centered when they came from Chicago and the guys left. Mavericks became a home for the remaining members, and then Tony and Nate joined. So we were all Mavericks people anyway, except for Shaka and Kevin, but we were all Mavericks people. And that's when we start. John let us rehearse, and John and Otis Smith, who's vice president of ABC Records, knew each other and were talking. And John was encouraging Otis to please get a hit for Rufus. Rufus is the original members started here at the Flats,
Mm-hmm.
These are our people. It would be so nice if we could have a little history from Rufus becoming a nationwide name band. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Otis got on it. And yeah. But that's my
Man,
roots. That's my heart, Mavericks, man.
shoot, I can understand that. On that
Yeah.
note, Bobby, let's take a short break, man, and I'm going to acknowledge some people behind the scenes, and I'll be right
Okay.
back to you, man.
All right.
Right now, I'd like to thank Diggs Entertainment for making this podcast possible. Mr. J. Diggs, the man behind the scenes, quiet, low key, out of the way, but uh, Diggs Entertainment is responsible for making this podcast happen. And I take my hat off to the young man. He's going a lot of places. He's doing a lot of things. Again, thanks to Mr. Diggs and Diggs Entertainment. And on that note, I'm going to get right back to the guests. Bobby Watson. Bobby, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just heating up my coffee.
Oh,
Here I
okay.
am. Hold on. Yeah, man. I got to tell you, man, this is so much fun, man. Thank you for having me on here.
Man, we've been
Uh,
talking about doing this a long time, haven't we?
yeah, this is great. Yeah, man, this is
You,
making
you
my
know,
day.
we've been laughing the whole time. Now I'm going to really get into your back pocket, Bobby. Tell me some of the most funniest stories that you can tell us and talk to the guests without really hurting anybody. Let's just go ahead, man, because it's your show, and I'm so glad to
Okay,
have Bobby Watson with us.
okay, funny. Uh, uh,
See, you make it
okay, let
all
me.
funny.
It's all funny. It's all funny because we survived everything.
Hey, man,
But
you're right.
I'll tell you one funny story. You remember Charles Garnett,
Yes, I
Chucky,
do.
trumpet
Yes,
player?
yes, yes.
Okay, when we were younger, all the bands we were in, Chucky was with us, and all the bands that we were in together that had like either a van or a bus or a truck. Chucky became our designated driver.
I
So,
remember that.
because we could trust him. He didn't get high, he didn't drink, he didn't do, well, he did, but not enough to throw him off. He was a pretty solid guy.
Right, right.
So we trusted him to drive us. Now, we're in Chicago. We're freezing. We've been there for over a year. No gigs, no money. Uh, we're staying in one house. Lomi, Chucky, me, Tony, Gavin, and a drummer named Phil. And we're there, and it's hard, and we're paying dues. We didn't know we were paying dues. We just thought, oh man, we can't get a break for nothing. And we sounded good. It was a good band, but we had these managers, Jay and Charlie. Charlie called us like a couple of days before Christmas. I forget the year it was, but he called us. He said, "Look, I got you guys a gig playing in North Dakota.
Mm.
You get on. We had a blue school bus that we used for the band. You drive the you drive the bus. I wish I had a picture of it. You drive the bus to North Dakota. There's an army base there. You play for the soldiers. It's a New Year's Eve party. You play for the soldiers. You stay at a hotel after your gig, and you drive back to Chicago the next day. And it was for such and such amount of money. And we were like, wow, money. Wow, this is, whoa. I've never had that much money. This was for a lot of money for then. So the day before, a couple of days before New Year's Eve, loaded up the truck with all the gear and the clothes. And the truck it was weird because it had a gas storage tank, and
Yeah.
the tank was inside the bus. And it was capped off, but it was still, you shouldn't have gas inside. It should all be under or outside. But that kind of scared me and Tony were always freaked out about that gas tank. Anyway, so we packed everything up. Chucky's driving. We drive all the way to North Dakota. And as we're driving, we notice, man, it's getting cold, man. It's getting cold. You could feel the cold coming through the glass, through the floors. You know, the engine was on, the heat was turned up high. It was still cold in the bus.
Yeah.
When we got to North Dakota, it was 40 below zero. It was
Below.
6 below 0. In Chicago, it was about 6, which is cold for LA guys, but 40 below is like way over the cliff. So we get to the gig, we get to the army base and back up, and the guy opens the door, and we take all the stuff out and put it in, and hang the clothes up, and then Chucky reached down and turned the key off, turned the bus off, the engine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we go in, we set up, we take showers and eat dinner and comb our hair and get ready. Soldiers come in around like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We start playing. Everybody's having a great time. Food, drinks, women, just enjoying the evening. It was so much fun. And then it's oh, shall old acquaintance, midnight, right?
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
play like after midnight, we play one or two songs, and it's over. The sergeant came and gave us our money, gave us a check. We load all the stuff back in the bus. We're all in the bus. Chucky turns the key. Crap! The key breaks off.
What?
What the heck? It was brittle. And so we're like, we can't go nowhere. So we go back, knock on the door. Hey, Sarge, hey, we got the bus. He said, the sergeant said, oh man, I'm sorry. I should have told you guys. You have to leave the bus running.
Mm.
And 40 below 0, everything, the water, the oil, the grease on the joints, the radio, everything freezes. There's not only, I think the gas doesn't freeze, but everything freezes. And he said, I'm sorry, I should have told you guys to leave the bus running. So they called a truck, and a truck came over and hooked these things on the engine, and, little heat things. And
Yeah.
finally, after about 40 minutes or 50 minutes, the locksmith came and took the old key out and put a new key in. And finally, the bus started up, and we're like, oh, thank you, Lord, thank you. So we got the money, and we drive to the hotel, and we got to don't turn that engine off, Chucky. Leave that engine running. So the next morning, we all got up and drove back to Chicago. Manny, I never seen black people take off their coats and sweaters and run around in 6 degrees in their t-shirts like, yeah, it's warm. It's so
And you
warm
just you just
here.
you just came from 40 below.
40 below to 6. It's like winter to springtime.
Shoot, you
It
talking about that now? I'm getting chills.
was, yeah.
Me and cold does not work.
I know, man. Me
Uh-uh.
neither, boy. You're paying dues though when you're in that cold like that.
Now
uh,
was that before or after the Rhythm Rebellion?
that was um, that was after the Rhythm Rebellion because
Okay,
if you will remember, Rhythm Rebellion after Rhythm Rebellion, somehow Tony and I got hooked up with Fred Allen,
I remember
Fred
that.
Murphy. And we started playing. Fred made a band, and I think Lomi was there. Me, Tony, Lomi, and Chucky, and some other guys that Fred knew. We started that. other band, High Voltage.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was High Voltage, and High Voltage started out with Fred, because we did an album with the group High Voltage with Lomi and me and everybody. And
Okay.
Fred knew Miles Davis. They were friends. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Fred Allen Murphy was friends with Miles Davis. Good friends.
Okay.
And so Fred called Miles, and Miles got us a record deal at Columbia.
Hey,
And
we
we,
got y'all. Come on down here.
that's him.
I met Miles one time in New York, man,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't seen him since. We were
Yeah,
walking down the street in New York, me, Miles Davis, Billy Preston, and myself, and he really liked Billy Preston. You
yeah.
know, matter of fact, he wrote a tune called Billy. He said, I'm
Wow.
gonna write this tune for Billy, both of you guys, man. And it's gonna be a big hit. We never knew nothing
Yeah,
after that, you
yeah,
know. But
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go
Yeah.
somewhere else.
No, no,
But
no. Miles was cool, man. I met him once
yes,
too. He was in the gym. He was in the boxing gym down in
okay,
Brooklyn or somewhere. We drove down there, and he's in the gym with his shorts on, hitting the big bag, the big bag. We
yeah,
turned around, and Fred and Fred took me with him, and we were talking to, because we were in New York, we were starving, didn't have nothing. So he went to Miles, can you help us get some gigs? Can you do anything for us? But Fred, I mean, just being serious for a moment. We played in all these bands, Manny, and our hearts were there, and the talent was there, and our heads as young boys, we were ready to make something happen, but we just didn't have the luck to meet people who knew about business and knew how to take care, who was leading us to
yeah,
take care of stuff and make things happen, or at least make money come out, of somewhere, so we could comfortably be going comfortably while we're paying these dues. But we starved and got hungry, man. Couldn't brush, you couldn't get no toothpaste, couldn't
mm,
get no food sometimes, stand, five people in a room, and this was hard those days. But anyway, we ended up that group, high voltage, ended up breaking up. But me and Lomi and Chucky and Tony stayed in Chicago, and we added Gavin Christopher, who was a very talented singer, percussion player, piano player guy.
yeah, yeah,
And we stayed there and tried to just tried to keep going. We didn't want to go back to LA. There was nothing there then. So we just kept playing around, and we had established connections by then. We played down on Rush Street, Mothers, Rush Up, all these clubs that knew high voltage. They let us come and play. So, but it still was hard. So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's how that happened. Um,
Well, it's amazing how things can go from 0 to 100, and do just the reverse, go from 100 to 0,
yeah,
and you'd be wondering what happened. How did that happen? What did we
yeah,
do wrong? Or you can say,
yeah,
man, we just did it.
yeah.
So it works both ways, man.
Both
It's
ways.
all
Yeah,
really a great blessing to.
yeah,
Like you were just saying, it's all experience.
yeah.
Well,
I'll
I
tell you
got
one
another.
quick little story. I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead, Bobby. Go
just a
ahead.
quick one. So over there at Mavericks, down the street from Mavericks, was this other club that dang, it was on the tip of my tongue. What's that other club down there? Uh,
Was you talking about the checkmate?
no, on the same side as Mavericks.
Oh, that was
It was a big
total
club.
experience.
Total Experience. Yeah.
Total
So
experience.
so after I was in Rufus for about a year. And no, not a year after I was in Rufus. I joined Rufus, Andre, Tony, me, Shaka, Nate, and Kevin. So we're playing. we're learning, we're rehearsing, we're getting close, we're just upcoming. Tell Me Something Good was starting to play on the radio. And so the president, Otis Smith of ABC Records,
Hmm.
called our manager and said, "Hey, I want Rufus to play at the Total Experience one night. I'm going to have some celebrities come over there and see them play because I think Rufus, with this song, is starting to get hot, in Miami and Detroit. These places, the record is shooting up. People are buying the singles. I want to kind of get Rufus to feeling good, and so he invited Diana Ross. He invited Gregory Hines, the tap dancer, and
Hmm.
a bunch of celebrities in town. And so we played a gig one night at the Total Experience. And we're playing, and I look out in the audience, and I go, wow, that's Gregory Hines. So I slide over to his table. Hey, what's up, man? Let's slide back. And we're having the greatest fun. Shaka's just walking out and talking to people. And, it wasn't like even like a real set. It was like just everybody being together and hanging and talking during the show. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
after the
yeah.
show's over, yeah, it was fun, man. After the show's over, we go backstage and we're back there, wiping the sweat off. And Otis Smith comes back. He goes, you guys, he said, thank you so much. Everybody here loved it. It was so much fun. Shaka, you got belly sticking out. You're going to have to get some longer blouses to cover your belly. And she laughed. And he was just so kind. And he said, and he's talking. He said, okay, so tomorrow, I want you guys to all come to my office. Um, what I'm gonna do is because I don't want you guys on the bus no more. I want you
Mm.
guys to all come to my office. I'm buying brand new cars for all the members of Rufus. Everybody in the band get a brand new car. And me and Tony was like,
Whoa.
"What?" He said, "Whatever kind of car you want, you can have. I'm gonna buy it for you." Of course, they're coming out of our royalties.
Of
He didn't
course.
say that, but still, that's what a gesture
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the head of the black division to come to your gig and say, "Hey, man, get off the bus, get off the RTD, and start driving to interviews and rehearsals." So he
Yeah.
did it. Next day we
That's
all came. I got a Porsche. Andre got a Mercedes. Shaka got a.
I remember that Porsche you had.
You remember that Porsche?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that Porsche, man. Yeah, I sure do. I
Shaka
sure
got a
do.
Lincoln Continental that she had to sit on two pillows to drive it.
Yeah. Cause the steering wheels are so
The
big back
steering
then.
wheel.
You be driving looking through the steering wheel.
Yes, that was her.
I remember,
Oh
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Hey
So
man, well tell me, let's tell the guests, I'm sure they want to know, what are you currently doing now? Are you doing any recording? You got any tours planned coming up?
no, Manny. This year, you know, I I slowed down. I just had a few little health problems. I slowed down.
Yeah.
Not touring. I have a little round town band called the Cookies, and we
Okay.
play here in Burbank in LA, around the LA area. We play a few little gigs, but I still have been lucky enough that few people here and there contact me for sessions.
Very good.
So I do bass here in my little studio. They'll send me a little track, and I'll put a bass on the track, send it to them. They pay me, and I still do that. And by the way, I played with so many people. I remember you asking me that there's a long list of people who I've
People that you've played with.
recorded with. Yeah, I played with a bunch of people like Anita Baker. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up. Anita Baker. I played with some of the newer um, the people from the show what's the show with it, America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
uh the, some of the winners of the what's the show that Jamal just won. Uh, you
I'm
know,
not familiar with that one.
yeah, there's all these shows where the singing is the thing, and the winner of the singing at the end of the competition, the winner gets these contracts and tours and
Yeah.
stuff. Anyway, I played for a lot of those singers who have won. Somebody got my number and just started referring me to people. So I've done a lot of sessions in the last 10, 15 years, even though Rufus is retired and there's been no touring with any major artists. I still managed to, play on a lot of people's records. I played on Whitney Houston. Uh, I did one thing for Elton John that never got. It was just a demo, so it didn't make it
Yeah.
onto any of his albums. But Whitney, Frank McCombs, um, just a whole list of of artists that I got lucky and was able to, record for them, whether it went on their album or not. Uh, Also in Japan, a lot of people over there. Uh, so you know about Janet Jackson. Me and Renee and Angela produced Janet
Yeah.
Jackson's first album. Uh, and I produced Renee and Angela, which is
Uh,
Renee Moore is from
yeah. Yeah.
Mavericks. His brother Andre played
Uh,
B3 with
Andre
us.
Moore.
Andre Moore. Uh, I produced a musical called Mama I Want to Sing.
I remember that.
You remember that? Well,
Yes.
they came to Japan, and a Japanese record label got a hold of me and said, we want to be able to sell CDs at their performance when they come to perform in Japan. So I flew to LA, flew to Memphis, and recorded the choir. And I had David T. Walker, James Gatson,
Whoa.
me, and yeah, Funk, Les McCann.
Whoa. Whoa. Les
Yeah, we
McCann.
did Les McCann. Well, we did a whole album, but it was for the Japanese market for that
Okay.
play, Mama I Want to Sing. So, of course, I played Michael Jackson's Rock With You. Um, there's a band from Philly called Kindred, the Family Soul. I played
Okay.
on a couple of their records. Brian Culbertson, a smooth jazz
Yeah.
trombone,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
guy. Played on. Me and David T. both played on his album together. Both got called. Gatson wasn't there, but just me and David T. And that was fun. Um, Chromeo, DJ Cassidy, Lettucey,
Hmm.
Ndambi, Trina Broussard, Bridget McWilliams, who's the daughter of the lead singer for Rufus before Shaka came. Uh, Rochelle Farrell played on
Yeah.
some
Whoa.
tunes with
That's a
her.
bad. Yeah. She's tough, man.
Yeah, just a lot. Brenda Russell, I played live with her. And of course, Nita Baker played live with her. Stephen
Oh,
Bishop. Huh?
what was it like to work with Anita Baker?
Oh, it
Quickly.
was so good. It was so good because her band, we had Andre played drums, I played bass, and we had this guitar player, Don Griffin, who was the brother of his brother was Griffin too. His brother took over the lead vocals for was it the Miracles? Yeah, I can't remember the name. But anyway, his brother was a singer and took over the lead for this for the big Motown group, singing group. And so
Yeah.
Don played guitar with us, and we had Gary, who's passed away, who was a keyboard player. Anita Baker had the funkiest band on the planet. And we opened up for Frankie Beverly and Maze
Yeah.
on
Okay.
Wilshire Boulevard up there one night, and people went wild.
I believe that. I believe that, Bobby.
Yeah, so Anita Baker was, and she's so soulful, and to have a soulful band backing her,
Yeah.
that touches that touched it. And Frankie Beverly came out. He was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And everybody's like, "Quiet." I'd never seen that happen before.
And Frankie Beverly was dynamite himself, man.
Oh
He
man,
had he had a
yeah.
bad band.
Oh
Hey man, I
yeah.
got a question to you before we get out the door. What
Mhm.
advice can you give to other up and coming musicians, writers, and arrangers? Talk to me.
Okay, so I don't know. Probably my best advice is to just take something. Like if you see an artist, or if you hear a record, or if you see a dress design, or something that you go, "Oh wow, that is so beautiful." Oh, take that image, take that feeling, take that sound, and just put it inside you and keep it, and make that what you're going for. Make it
Okay,
like, don't be satisfied until you get to that level of that thing that made you excited. I
that's
mean,
great.
when I was before I got in a band with you and Tony and everybody, I was living in Hollywood at this house, and smoked cigarettes back then. I was walking up on Hollywood Boulevard to buy a pack of cigarettes at the gas station. And I walked in the gas station and I saw this Porsche. It was like beautiful green Porsche. And I walked over and I looked on the seat and there was a gold album on the seat. And I leaned in and it said to, I forget his name, such and such and such, for the band War, for 1 million copies sold. And
Sold,
I went,
yeah.
"Oh my God, this is the drummer from War." And he came out and he saw me, and I was just looking at your gold record, man. I'm not trying to steal your car. He said, "That's all
Yeah.
right, brother." He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm a musician. I haven't made it yet, but I play the bass." He said, "All right, man. Good luck to you, bro." And he got in his Porsche and drove off. Manuel, that image of meeting the drummer in War and seeing that gold record on the passenger seat in his car and
Yeah.
him speaking to me, that stayed with me all through my whole, just this just stayed with me, man. And I
Uh,
don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I believe it does. You
encouragement. That
know.
was encouragement to keep on
Yes,
going,
it was.
to keep reaching
Yeah.
for wherever you wanted.
Yeah, and now you have a like a goal. That's a goal that you see that you know. And I ended up doing it with Rufus because, like we were saying before, my first car was a Porsche.
Wonderful, man. That's wonderful, man.
So yeah, man, that's it. Just put something in your head and don't be satisfied until you reach it.
Don't take no for an answer.
That's right.
I'm gonna shoot one. I'm gonna shoot one more at you, Bobby.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be a little tough question for you, but I think you can handle it.
All right.
What is music to you?
Oh man, wow. Okay, watch this. That's what it is. It's my breath, man. That's my breath of life, man. It's my heart beating.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know. It started at 5 years old,
I
and I
hear you.
can't
I
get rid
started
of
at
it.
8.
Yep, same
This
with you, right?
this is my
Yeah.
69th year, man.
Woo!
As of yesterday, my 69th year.
Oh, Manny, hold
Yeah,
on one
yeah.
second.
Oh,
I got
okay.
something to show you, man. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, okay.
I gotta show you and your viewers this. Look at this thing, man. Do you see
That's your
Roy Rogers?
yeah.
Roy Rogers on this little guitar when I was
Yeah, man.
5 years old. My mom, this is not the same one, but I had to have one. I found it on eBay. When I
Yeah.
was 5 years old, uh, I begged my mom for a guitar. I begged her. every day, Mama, Mama, please, because I've been listening to this old blues man that lived down the street from us.
Yeah.
He played honky tonk on his porch. And I'd go watch him, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I would look at his fingers, and I would. At 5 years old, Manny, I said, "I can do that. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. I can do that. I can see it. I can do it." So I started
Yeah.
begging my mom. I had to wait till Christmas, but she bought this exact same guitar for me at Christmas, and I went, and me and the old man sat. He tuned it up for me.
Yeah.
And we sat and played. He showed me some stuff, and we played the honky tonk blues together. Man, that was me, the beginning of me being dropped in the water like a fish.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
music I can't get
You know,
away.
I never knew you could play guitar, man. But
Yeah, that was it, man. That's where I started.
you know what, Bobby? It's man, we can, like we always say, we can, once we get start talking, we just keep
Yeah.
going. But we're gonna do this again and maybe have a part two and continuation because I would love
Okay.
to do that. If you're available sometime. But I
Okay.
want to let my listeners know and the viewers know that the legendary Bobby Watson played with Chaka Khan, Rufus, uh,
Yeah.
played with numerous people, recorded with people all over the globe. And it's been such
Yeah.
a pleasure, man, to have you in
Yeah.
the studio today, Bobby. And I still
Thank
say
you.
it's been a blessing. And we're here
Yeah.
60 years later and we're still talking, man. Ain't that something?
Yeah. Ain't that something?
There's a tune. Ain't that something?
Yeah, that's it.
There's a
We are
tune. Need
blessed,
to
Manny.
write it, Bobby. Ain't
Yeah.
that something?
Yep, that's
And on
it.
that note, I
Ain't
want to
that
say
something?
thank you so much for your time, man. And
Uh-huh.
it's been great being here. And we're not through. We're gonna be in touch, and we're gonna keep laughing and talking as
Okay.
long as we can, Bobby.
Let's keep it going.
All
I'm
right,
here,
man.
man. I got
Thank
lots
you.
of stories.
I, we just scratched the surface, didn't we?
Right.
Next time we got to talk about our trips to France and Mexico and Canada. How about that?
Oh man. Wow, Sammy Davis Jr. and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Oh man,
next year.
I
That
can't
would
wait.
be the next show, part two.
Okay,
We'll
you
talk
got it.
about it again. For now, Bobby, love you, man. Thank you so
Love
much
you,
for your
man.
team. Again, friends, this has
Yeah,
been Bobby Watson and you right here with me on Life
yeah.
in Music with Manny
Thank
Kellogg.
you.
Until next time, God bless
Yes.
y'all and bye-bye.
Bye bye. Oh.